Hey everyone, and welcome to Gadget. Today I'm going to show you how we can use Gadget to build an automated product tagger application for Shopify really quickly. To show off what we're going to build, I've set up a development store in Shopify and loaded up a couple products. I've also defined a collection called the Made in Canada collection that is going to be automatically populated with products when the product tag is equal to the word Canada. So if I go into my products here, you see my first doggy sweater. It has the word Canada in the description. I want to parse my description, be able to identify that the word Canada is in it, automatically apply a Canada tag so it's part of the Made in Canada collection. So if I look at my storefront here, you see, okay, I've got my collection. If I go ahead and make a change to an existing product, for example, add Made in Canada here, press save. This is going to run my Gadget application, detect that Canada is now part of that product description, automatically apply a tag, and add it to that collection so it's now featured on my storefront. So if I refresh this product page, we can see that the tag has been added. It's now part of the collection, and if I refresh my storefront, my product has been added. Let's start building in Gadget. Our first step is going to be creating a new app in Gadget. I'm going to call mine Auto Product Tagger Tutorial, and we can get started. We want to connect to Shopify so that we can sync our Shopify data into our Gadget application. In this case, I want to go Connections in Shopify and add a Partners connection through the Shopify Partners dashboard. I've already got the dashboard open here, and I've clicked on Apps. I can create a new app here, create an app manually, and I will call it the same thing, Auto Product Tagger Tutorial, and create this app in the Partners dashboard. I'll copy over the client credentials, so the ID and the secret, to my Gadget Connections page and press Connect. On this page, I'm selecting what Shopify API scopes and models I want to import into my Gadget app. For my product tagger, all I'll need are the read and write product scopes and the Shopify product model. If you don't know what scopes and models you want from the start or when creating your connection, that's okay. You can always go back and edit your connection later. Once I've selected my scopes and models, I am going to press confirm at the bottom of the page. You'll notice that the Shopify product model is imported in my Gadget app, along with the Shopify sync, GDPR request, and shop models. You don't need to select these ones on the scope and model selection page. These are going to be imported for you automatically. I'm going to copy my app URL and allowed redirection URL back to my Shopify Partners dashboard app. I'm going to click on App Setup here and paste the app URL. And I'll do the same with the redirection URL. And I will save those changes. And then I'm going to click Overview, and I will install this app on my development store. Here we go, the Distinguished Canine Demo. Gadget's going to handle OAuth for us, so you'll never need to write OAuth again when developing Shopify apps. You can install your app here, and we should see a success message once the install is complete. Perfect. We can go back to Gadget and see that you get this success message. You can press Complete Connection to go to the Connections page. The next thing we're going to do is add a data model to our app. We're going to call this model allowed tag, and we're going to add a keyword field. It's going to be a string type, and we can add a required validation. What we're going to do is we're going to use this allowed tag model and this keyword field to populate a list of keywords that we also want to use as tags. So These keywords are going to be pulled from product descriptions and applied as tags to that product. Now that I've defined and created my model, I can select the create action for my allowed tag model and press the test action button. This is going to open the GraphQL playground, and it's got the create allowed tag mutation loaded up for us. All you need to do is add the keyword field and enter your keyword. In this course, I'm going to add Canada as my first keyword. Press run. You see that we get a success message as well as the returned created allowed tag. If I go back to Gadget, I can click on the data page for the allowed tag model, and we see that we've created a new record with the keyword Canada. I can go ahead and create other keywords if I want. I can lowercase the c on Canada. I can use an abbreviation if I want, and so forth. You can create as many of these keywords as you want. If I refresh the data page, you see that the additional tags or keywords were also created. The last thing I need to do now is write some code that parses my product description and then compares against these keywords and applies them as tags if there's a match. I can go to my Shopify product model, and I want this to run on either create or update. So if I click down here to run a code file as a success effect, what's going to happen is this create action will be triggered by either Shopify webhooks or when I do my data sync. So this allows me to run through either all product descriptions on sync, or when a new product is created, it will trigger the products create webhook and this code snippet will run. So I've clicked down here. I can open my code file full screen. I've already gone ahead and written the code out. So I will just paste it in and I'll walk through it line by line. Gadget gives you serverless functions with a high context parameter here that you can use to access things like your Gadget API, the records, so that's going to be the Shopify product that's changing, any additional parameters you're passing in, as well as the logger, which goes to the logs tool, and a connections object, which will allow you to grab the current Shopify connection. We're going to check to see if the body of the record has been changed. So that's the description of your Shopify product. We are going to parse that description into a set of unique words. So we're using a set here, and we're going to call that new tags. Then we're going to grab a list of allowed tags from our allowed tag model. So we're using api.allowedtag.findMany, which is a Gadget API. And we're just mapping the keywords to a separate array. Finally, what we're doing to come up with our list of final tags that we're going to save on our Shopify product is we're filtering our new tags, which remember is our product description, against our allowed tags and concatenating it with any existing tags currently on the product. We're going to write a statement to the logger to say like, hey, these are our final tags. We're actually writing all of our tag objects here. And then what we're going to do is grab our current Shopify connection, make sure it exists. And finally, we call the Shopify API, it's Shopify API node package, to update this product in our Shopify store. Now, like I said before, we also want to run this when we update a product description. So what we can do is click on our update action. We can run a code file. Instead of running a onUpdate file and having the same code live in two places, we can actually just select our onCreate, and you can see that that same code file is populated here. So the same code file will be used to run on both our create and update actions, which will be fired by webhooks or sync. That's all we need to do. Let's test it out now. I can sync my data first. So if I go to my Shopify connection, click on Shop Installs, we've got this sync button here. I can click on that and it will run a data sync. We'll import my Shopify product data into Gadget. we should see a success message here. There we go, success. I can first check my Shopify product data. We can see that, yep, my data has been imported. I can go to my logs if I want to see my log statements. So if I click user events only, I'll see only things that I'm specifying using the logger parameter in my code file. So you can see it looks like we are applying new tags on a couple different products here. And if I go check my products, I believe this one is handmade in Canada. So we have the word Canada in the description. So we see that the Canada tag has been added and it's part of the Made in Canada collection. If I go to my storefront and refresh, we'll see that, okay, the 2 products that have Made in Canada in the description have been added to this collection. Now let's do an example of a product update. So if we go to our party animal here, see it doesn't say Made in Canada or have the word Canada in it. So if I add that, press save, we should be able to go into our logger. If we click live results, it appears that, we're waiting for a result still. There we go, result came in. So we can see final tags. Okay, it looks like Canada was added. You'll notice that it has the other tags that were already existing on the product as well, which were handmade and long, because it's for long dogs only. And so if I refresh this page, you'll see that, we've applied the Canada tag. It's now part of the Made in Canada collection. And if I refresh my storefront, there we go. We see that the party animal has been added to my storefront. And that's all that you need to do. It was very quick to build a Shopify app using Gadget. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in our developer Discord. Until next time, happy coding.